Right now at noon, why the state legislature plans to return to the Capitol the week after the November election. Plus, Las Vegas police are opening up a sexual assault investigation involving soccer superstar Cristiano Ronaldo. And why President Trump will be sending you a text tomorrow.
This is News 3 at noon.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Mark Kane. Thanks for tuning in to News 3 on this Tuesday afternoon. We'll get to those stories in a bit. But first, let's head over to the Weather Center. Meteorologist Chris Reese has a look at your first alert forecast, at least the heavy rain's out of here.
That's right. The heavy rain's out of here. It's still been one of those gray kind of dreary days out there. That's what it looks like outside. In fact, right now, here's a live look over the Edgewater sky camera. The temperature still on the cool side, but milder than we were at this point. Yesterday is 54 degrees right now. The winds are still coming out of the north and northeast at about 5 miles per hour. And it's that northerly wind that's keeping us a little bit cooler after that front came through yesterday. Now that stationary front now a little bit farther to the south, although technically at this point it would be considered a cold front. But the reality is that boundary has been staying in the same spot all this time, just kind of wobbling back and forth. But we will have a warm front come through tomorrow. We'll talk about that momentarily. But here's what it looks like in the meantime. There's no real rain around here other than some low-level drizzle that's not going to be picked up by the radar. Some heavier showers down to our south and east across portions of Kentucky through Pennsylvania and the northeast. But our main rain chance, it's going to bring more rain chances through the week and this upcoming weekend. That's over Arizona right now. This is the remnants of a tropical storm that was once a hurricane on top of Arizona, causing lots of flash flooding for them. I have some friends down there who have just been keeping me up to date. But this is going to impact our weather, and Mark and Maine weather, I'm going to break down how and when that impacts our weather.
You don't think of tropical storms in Arizona very often, but
that is not one you hear every day, but nonetheless, that's what's going on right now.
All right, we'll check back in a few minutes. Thank you, Chris. Topping the news today, a Rock County man is accused of trying to kill a woman after choking her and attacking her with a tool. The City of Beloit Police Department is called to the 2600 block of Collie Road last night for a domestic violence call. Police say that 29-year-old Jonathan Castro choked a woman until she went unconscious and then hit her head several times with a hammer. Janesville officials said that the victim suffered a skull fracture and is expected to survive her injuries. Police say Castro confessed during an interview. He was arrested on multiple counts, including suspicions of first-degree attempted homicide and substantial battery. The Wisconsin legislature plans to return the week after the November election to vote on a bill that would provide tax breaks designed to keep open a Kimberly-Clark plant in Fox Crossing. Governor Scott Walker and Senate Majority Leader Scott Fitzgerald announced the extraordinary session today. It comes after lawmakers missed a September 30th deadline imposed by Kimberly-Clark to reach a deal. Walker wants lawmakers to approve a tax incentive package that could cost the state taxpayers up to $100 million. The Assembly passed the bill earlier this year, but there aren't enough votes in the Senate to pass it. Kimberly-Clark says it'll delay any decision about closing the Wisconsin plant that employs about 500 people until after the legislature meets. Las Vegas police have reopened a sexual assault investigation involving soccer superstar Cristiano Ronaldo. The alleged victim, Catherine Mayorga, told a German magazine that Ronaldo assaulted her and raped her in 2009. Mayorga said that she reported the assault to police almost immediately. She claims the attack left her with post-traumatic stress disorder and suicidal thoughts, and that Ronaldo's fixers exploited her, coercing her into taking a $375,000 settlement. Police later closed the criminal case without filing charges. The Portuguese soccer player is denying the accusations. The FBI has until Friday to conclude its background check on allegations of sexual misconduct against Judge Brett Kavanaugh. And the White House has now loosened restraints about who the FBI can interview as part of that process. The White House authorized the FBI to expand its background checks to include anyone who might have testimony about one of the 3 claims of sexual misconduct against Kavanaugh. Trump blamed Democrats for the battle over his Supreme Court nominee.
Democrats are willing to do anything and to hurt anyone to get their way, like they're doing with Judge Kavanaugh.
Kavanaugh's confirmation rests in the hands of 3 undecided Republican senators. Several Democrats representing red states say they, too, are still undecided. Americans nationwide will receive an alert on their cell phones from President Trump for the first time ever tomorrow. But it won't be a personal message. It's the first test of a national presidential alert system that'll let any president issue a warning about a crisis. That could include a missile launched by another country at the U.S. or a tsunami. Government agencies nationwide have issued more than 40,000 emergency alerts to cell phones since 2012. But those amber and weather alerts target specific regions. This new presidential alert will be nationwide.
One thing that we need to make very clear is that there are laws, policies, and procedures that are in place, other protocols to ensure that the system is used in accordance with its intended use as defined by the law.
Everyone will receive the alert. The test is scheduled for tomorrow at 1:18 p.m. The World Dairy Expo underway in Madison, and organizers are hoping for a better turnout this year. Last year, attendance at the expo dropped by about 6,000, pushing total visitor numbers under 70,000 for the first time in 6 years. Officials say this is an important and crucial time for our farmers. The dairy industry has been struggling because many farmers are dealing with an overwhelming amount of debt. Farmers are waiting for milk prices to bounce back after 3 straight years of record low levels, and organizers say that's what this week is all about: optimism.
That's the one thing within our control, the week of World Dairy Expo. We can't control the weather, we can't control milk prices, not only in the U.S. but also globally. We can't even control certain, political dynamics, but what we can control is the attitudes and the atmosphere that we have as hosts of this great event.
The World Dairy Expo runs today through Saturday. Tickets are $12 a piece or $35 for the week. And there's more to come on News 3 at noon. I'm next. We'll see what Howard's working on in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
I have to tell you, I've fallen in love. And this time, I think I found the perfect one. Over the last couple of years, I've fallen in love with pretzel rolls. It only makes sense since I love pretzels and I love rolls. You know, you don't get a body like this by eating lettuce wraps. The problem is they're not always easy to find. So rather than searching for them or waiting until they happen to be back in stock, we came up with a shortcut way to make them that's super easy and amazingly good. We start by whacking a can of refrigerated biscuits on the counter. After separating them, we roll them into balls. Then we score the top of each ball with an X. You want to make sure you don't cut it too deep though. Now, we simmer these in a pot of boiling water that we've added some baking soda to. You see, simmering these in the boiling water will give our rolls a pretzel-like crust. Then we place them on a baking sheet with the X up. Brush them with a beaten egg and sprinkle on some salt. Once they're baked, what we end up with is the most incredible fresh-tasting roll ever. They're great as is or slathered with lots of butter. You can even use them to make a tasty Bavarian-style sandwich. To get the recipe for our homemade pretzel rolls, all you have to do is visit our website. I know you'll be glad you did. I'm Howard with Kelly in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a better than store-bought way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
Thank you, Howard. There's more to come on News 3 at noon. A cloudy Tuesday across the area. Meteorologist Chris Reese has your first alert forecast when we come back. Well, Amazon employees are set to get a raise, and U.S. cities that are reaching new heights. Diane King Hall has more in today's Money Watch report.
Amazon is boosting its minimum wage to $15 an hour for all U.S. employees. The raise goes into effect next month and will impact more than 250,000 Amazon employees, including part-time and temporary workers. The change comes amid criticism the company does not pay employees enough. Some retailers are bringing back tradition this year and closing on Thanksgiving Day. According to BestBlackFriday.com, Costco, Home Depot, Nordstrom, and H&M are among dozens of retailers who will be closed November 22nd and will wait until Friday to open their doors. More retailers are opting to close on the holiday in the face of declining foot traffic and rising online sales. Instagram has a new face at the top. Longtime Facebook executive Adam Mosseri is taking the helm at the social networking site. Mosseri has been Instagram's vice president of product since earlier this year and previously led Facebook's newsfeed division. The shift comes after Instagram's co-founders Kevin Systrom and Mike Krieger resigned last week. And these U.S. cities are hitting major growth spurts. Fort Myers, Florida, Midland, Texas, and Pearland, Texas topped WalletHub's list of the fastest growing cities in America. The personal finance site weighed 15 measures of economic expansion, including job growth, population growth, and a decline in the poverty rate. And that's your CBS Money Watch report. For more, head to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the New York Stock Exchange, I'm Diane King Hall.
Diane, thank you. The Dow Industrial is up 142 points at the noon hour. The NASDAQ up a little over 9. Q106 Farm Director Pam Yankee is busy at the World Dairy Expo this week, so she's out of the radio barn. Here are your farm numbers. Chris is here now. Not very welcoming weather for all of the guests at the World Dairy Expo. Kind of damp and drizzly.
It has been damp, but on the bright side, we set a record yesterday.
Oh,
so how about that?
That's good.
Not the best record, but the wettest start to October ever occurred yesterday. Or at least here in Madison, we got 2.05 inches of rainfall from all the rain that came through between midnight and midnight on yesterday. The old record dates all the way back to 1926, and that was only an inch and a half of rain. So yeah, yesterday was a pretty soggy day for a lot of spots. Here are the bullseyes over the past 48 hours, and it's been right along and just south of I-94 from Milwaukee, and then just continuing on a straight line over towards the Mississippi River Valley. Some folks picked up upwards of 4 inches of rain just in that 48-hour span. But we are not dealing with any of that rainfall out there right now, other than maybe some light drizzle in some spots. A lot of the heaviest rain is now well to our south and east. Temperatures, however, are still in the 50s right now. 64 as you work your way down to the south. But watch how they respond as we go through tomorrow. We're going to have a warm front coming our way. So by tomorrow, we'll have temperatures that are closer towards 80. We'll check out the 90s across parts of the central United States. Yeah, that's the warm air that's coming into the picture. But this region of low pressure that's bringing in that warm front, oddly enough, has some tropical origins, and we're watching those right now. In fact, say hello to what is left of what once was Hurricane Rosa. She's now bringing a lot of heavy rain and flooding to parts of Arizona. But here's the deal. This big dip in the jet stream known as a trough, that is picking up those remnants of Rosa over the Four Corners region and the desert Southwest. But check out where those winds lead. Directly into the upper Midwest and Wisconsin. In fact, check it out. You can already see some of the cloud cover across portions of southwestern Minnesota through Nebraska, and track that all the way back towards Arizona with those remnants of Rosa. And once again, let's track the moisture. That is going to plume northward and essentially pull up to some heavy moisture across portions of Iowa and Wisconsin as we go through Wednesday. And that region of low pressure will get absorbed into another low across the northern plains, and that'll bring rain chances into Wednesday But then watch how that pattern stays in play with the moisture coming in from the Pacific. Meanwhile, high pressure over the eastern half of the country, that will shift off to the south and east and bring in moisture coming out of the Gulf of Mexico as well. We could see a lot of rainfall with this as we go through the next several days. We're looking at 2 to 3 inches of rainfall, especially as we get you over towards next week. So it's going to be a wet pattern, and that wet pattern does not stop any time soon. More rain chances through the weekend. However, it is keeping temperatures on the mild side for now. The problem with all the rain is it kind of dims out those fall colors sometimes.
Yeah. Tropical rain in October in Wisconsin.
That does not sound right, but that is the reality.
Wow. Okay. A wet fall so far.
Yes, it has been.
Thank you, Chris. There's more to come on News 3 at noon. Up next, Angie Edge from the Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin is here. She's sharing a recipe for 4-cheesed baked ziti that features Wisconsin cheese, of course. That's coming up after the break. Angie Edge from the Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin joining us for her monthly visit. And as we get cooler, it's time to make a little heartier meals.
Right, and you know, Mark, fall is in the air. We're
sure
seeing
is.
the changing colors in the leaves, and we're looking forward to warmer comfort food. So we have 3 great pasta recipes that are featured on our website this month, and nothing goes better with pasta than Wisconsin cheese,
Absolutely.
right? And not only 1, but 4 types of Wisconsin cheeses. So
Why not?
We have a baked ziti featuring 4 types of Wisconsin cheeses. It's almost like a baked lasagna that we're going to make in a 9x13 pan with 3 different layers. So we have 1 box of penne pasta, and then there's a marinara sauce. So we've added some Italian sausage, some onions, and some spices. So the 3 layers, and then 4 types of Wisconsin cheeses.
So you make it like a lasagna.
Yeah, you're going to layer it together. And the 4 cheeses are, we have some fresh mozzarella from the Crave Brothers over in Waterloo.
World famous.
World famous. They've won over 100 awards for their cheeses. So one that's local, fresh, that we're very proud of. There's also some fresh mozzarella, and Wisconsin leads the nation in regular mozzarella, actually, making more and a lot of great mozzarella here. It's very meltable. And then this is the ricotta cheese. It also is added. Ricotta is very popular because it's cohesive, holds the ingredients together. So you'll find ricotta in a lot of manicotti lasagna recipes.
Okay.
Has a great granular taste. And then also Parmesan, the king of Italian cheeses. Another cheese that Wisconsin not only makes the most of, but in terms of quality, we make some of the best Parmesan in the world.
There is some great Parmesan out there.
Probably not surprised to know that we won Best of Class in the World Championship Cheese Contest in our Parmesan made by Belgioso in Green Bay. So 4 great cheeses, award-winning cheeses that are melted together in this dish to make a wonderful baked ziti.
Do you have to boil these first?
Boil these first, and you're going to layer them on together. I was just showcasing what's all in this to showcase
a
that.
layer of pastas, some marinara,
and keep layering it on. The more cheese, the better.
And
so
this is the final product.
This is the baked ziti. You can serve it with a little lettuce salad to get some more food groups in. But kids and adults, everyone loves the baked lasagna, like a baked ziti.
It smells great.
Yes.
3 recipes online?
Yeah, 3 new pasta recipes, and they're all featured in our new online magazine of Great Pear Share.
Just in time for fall.
Yes.
WisconsinCheese.com. Angie, thank you.
Thank you.
Can't wait to dig in. Let's get one final check of the forecast. Chris is standing by.
That's right. We have a lot of cloud cover out there for the rest of today. But as we go into the overnight hours, we might see a few more rain chances coming in. Those will be light. Some heavier rain comes in Wednesday night into Thursday. It will also be very windy out ahead of that as temperatures spike towards 80. But what we have coming in are remnants of what once was Tropical Storm and Hurricane Rosa. That's going to be over Arizona right now, but that moisture is being funneled on in. More rain chances come in Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday next week. So it's going to be a very rainy and breezy couple of days.
But that's not all day rain. There's just showers.
Yes.
All right. That's our time for now. We'll see you back here at 4 o'clock. In the meantime, have a great afternoon.
Making plans that are weather dependent? Get an accurate 12-hour, even a 10-day forecast. Download the Channel 3000 First Alert Weather app and start planning.